when the 49ers are on defense, the best matchup by far is Penei Sewell versus anybody not named Nick Bosa against Chase Young. Who or Randy Gregory or Robert Bill Jr. or whomever you put out there. I don't care. Penei Sewell versus anybody not named Bosa, that's an issue. Now, Chase Young he took some strays last week. And here's Wilkes talking about Chase Young and kind of how he's played and how he should play.
I think Chase did some good things on Saturday. We all need to improve. So definitely some improvement that needs to be made across the board. But I thought he stepped in and did well. Did some good things in the run game. We didn't have any sacks, but I thought he was very effective in trying to, rush the passer, put some pressure on the quarterback. So I was pleased.
He got a couple of the quarterback hits. I think we had like 6 total. I think he had 2. And I will say this about, and what the film said, Chase had more effort than what I've seen before. He was chasing down plays. He had a high motor going, which he's never really had. So there are some positives there, but Sewell versus Chase Young, not a good matchup for the 49ers. That's bad. Favorite matchup for the 49ers when we're on defense is Javon Hardgrave versus their left guard backup, Awasika. I don't like betting sacks. I really don't. I want to bet Hardgrave sack just because they're so unpredictable and whatever else. Like, I don't like betting it. Niners haven't been getting a lot of sacks anyway, but Hardgrave's doing something. Hardgrave is doing something. I love that matchup for the 49ers. And, if Hardgrave going to have a game. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. Now, the blue chip matchup, best on best. And I think there's a lot of ways, a lot of people probably would have said Penei Sewell versus Nick Bosa. That's a little too chalk for me. I wanted to go a little bit deeper. I'm going when we're in nickel, Diamador Lenore versus St. Brown, Amon-Ra. That is my best on best matchup. Those two dudes mirror each other. So they're both kind of undersized. They both play way bigger and way more physical. One's the sun god, one's a damn hyena. They can both play outside, inside. I love this matchup. Number 2 versus number 14. I'm pretty pumped about this. Now, here's Wilkes talking about Demo.
Just that, man. He's just a confident individual. And I think it just goes with preparation. I think he has put a lot of time and effort into his craft this offseason. You can see his technique has improved, which allows him to be able to go out and perform at a high level. We have a lot of confidence in him. That's the reason why, we can move him around and do the things that we do with him.
Yeah. And there was a 4-play stretch where Demo just took over the damn game, ended a whole entire series by himself. Greenlaw, rightfully so. I mean, you forced 3 turnovers, 2 picks, and a stop on 4th down. He's the guy. But Demo was the second best guy and consistently awesome all game. Can he continue that? You go to the playoffs last year, Demo was the guy last year. It was Demo and Eric Armstead were the 2 best defenders. So Demo just shows out when the playoffs come on. This is not the first time. He did it last year in the playoffs. He did it this year. Can we continue that? Oh, whew. I get a little juiced up whenever I think about that, just because those are 2 guys that not a lot of people had faith in. You look at their draft stock, you look at their size, you look at their combine performances, whatever else, and they played against each other before. Oregon versus USC in the Pac-12, RIP Pac-12. But that's so fun. It might be my favorite matchup this whole damn game. Diamador Lenore versus Amon-Ra St. Brown. And I'm not saying that Demo's going to win it. That's all I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that's worth the price of admission. That's all I got to say. Now, all right, let's flip the script. Let's talk 49ers on offense. All right, their best matchup, 49ers best matchup, blue chip matchup. Their best matchup, probably the biggest of the game, is Aiden Hutchinson versus Colton McKivitz. Now, the difference is neither one of these guys are good at the run. Neither one are. Aiden Hutchinson's a subpar run defender. He is a pass rush specialist only. Now, he's out there all the time because they don't have depth there. Colton McKivitz, he's at his best in pass pro. That's going to be key. Can you help him out some? with alignment, with boots, play action, chips, whatever, motions, fake jet sweeps, you name it. And so like that's just, yeah, it. They got us that one. Now, the best 49ers matchup is Brandon Ayuk versus anybody. And Ayuk had a bad game last year. Ayuk's had bad games when Debo's out. Let's just be very honest. When Debo left in that 3-game skid, Ayuk disappeared. Ayuk, Debo gets hurt last week. Ayuk disappeared for 2 quarters. They shift their coverage his way, but they can't do that now. Debo's back. And you talk about these corners, like, Sutton used to be a damn good player. Vildor, I mean, literally the worst outside corners in the NFL. And they run man. They run the 5th most man of any defense in the NFL. Good luck. Hutchinson better be getting there and get 3-4 sacks. Otherwise, that's going to be rough. That's going to be rough for them. And so Ayuk, I'm pretty excited for what he's going to be able to do this game. And I said this, on the John and Wayne show yesterday. If the 49ers are in 12 or 21 personnel, the ball is going to be going to Ayuk or Kittle. That's what I believe. If the 49ers are in 11 personnel, ball's going to be going to CMC and Debo. That's just the way I see this game going on. If I was building my game plan, those would be some of the chief tenets of what we're going to do. Now, hopefully we run the ball. Hopefully we do. I'm not scared of their run defense. That's not it at all. But it's just run the ball. Now, the best blue chip matchup, and you got all the talkers and all that stuff. Let's just go Debo, who has no injury designation, versus Charlie Gardner-Johnson. I'm excited about that. They were both chirping at each other. What happens when people talk trash to Debo? What happens? Is there a track record that we can gauge on what has happened in the past? Because usually Debo, and I don't have this press clip, but if you saw the clip yesterday when they asked about it, he says, "Man, I don't pay that no mind. He better show up and strap up." Debo's done talking. He's out there ready to snatch some chains. Man, my aunt gave me that bike. Debo is Debo. And that's just going to be fun because there's going to be some personal foul penalties here, which Charlie Gardner-Johnson, he's, pushed himself off the Saints. He's pushed himself off the Eagles. He talks all the time. He's that's just who he is. He's a talker. I can't wait to see this, man. Debo's going to, it's going to be fun, man.
The 49ers Rush Podcast.